Most people believe life is random. Life is like a box of chocolates and you never know what you're gonna get. But what if I told you life is not random? What if your results, your money, your relationships, even your entire future are not determined by luck, but by an invisible force that you can control? Today we're diving deep into the law of thinking, one of the most powerful laws in the universe. And if you're ready to upgrade your thinking, well, stay with me to the end because I'll explain you how to implement this law in your daily life. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, Rich Thoughts, and this channel is where we break down wisdoms that I learned from Bob Proctor and to create a better life from the inside to the outside. Okay, let's dive in it. Let's start with the law of thinking. Well, life is simple for those who understand the laws. The average person will say to you, well, life is a mysterious, it's difficult, life is an enigma. They don't know what life is. But what they actually say is, I don't understand life. I don't understand the rules yet. So our objective is to understand the laws of the universe so that we can create a better life and that the life is not playing with us, but that we are playing with our life. Understanding can only come from study. I don't mean study in the sense of gathering more information, but by really understanding, creating an understanding of the laws. It's not my goal that you can repeat these laws. My goal is that you can implement these laws. And the law of thinking is the first law in a series of 11 laws that that you will discover with me on this channel in the next weeks. The most important law to start with is the law of thinking. You and we are progressive beings. We have unlimited capacities, and what seems impossible today will become normal tomorrow. Before the Wright brothers, flying was like absurd, but they didn't change the laws. And if you talk about Alexander Bell, well, it was like really magic that you could talk to someone over a wire at the other end of the city. And today we have all our smartphones in our pockets, and with one push on a button, we are connected with someone on the other side of the world. They didn't change the laws, they got in contact or in alignment with the laws and they start to apply the laws. And there are laws of physics, but there are also laws of life. First thing I want to explain is that you don't see with your eyes. That's something that is interesting to explore. You don't see with your eyes, but you see with your mind. And here's something very powerful. Average people believe what they see. And the thinking person knows that he will see what he believes. Belief always comes first. And if you understand that, then you will understand the power of belief and focusing your thoughts. Your eyes are only receptors. There is a light signal that is captured by those receptors. It's transmitted into an electrical signal. That electrical signal is transported by nerves towards your brain, and there it is interpreted. And that interpretation is 100% shaped by your beliefs. Imagine two persons walking the same street and they will see the same scenery, but they will have another um, expectation or another experience of what they see because of the things that they believe. And that can be very different. If you had a very negative experience in a certain city, then you will be more anxious. If you had a very good business experience in that city, then you will be very confident. So what you see is totally shaped by your beliefs and not by the things that are captured by your eyes. So that's very important. Thoughts are real energy. Thoughts are real energy, and scientists tell us that thoughts are traveling with the speed of light, and they're omnipresent. Means that while I'm sitting here, thoughts are flying through me, but I can captate them, I can give attention to them, or I can reject them. But thoughts are everywhere. It's the same if you think about it, at this moment, music is flying here through the air. If I had a radio a, a transmitter that I can tune on the right frequency, that radio can capture that frequency of that song and can transmit it, and I can hear it again. Same with thoughts. If you have those hinges, if you have those ideas that coming up, those are thought flashes that are moving into the universe. We only need to be able to capture them and to transmit them and direct them to something useful. If you think about Newton, Newton didn't change gravity, or he didn't discover gravity. He just aligned himself with the laws of gravity and started to use it. And afterwards, we could use it for several applications. The Wright brothers, idem dito. They didn't change the laws of aerodynamics. It's not before the Wright brothers or after the Wright brothers that we could fly. We could always fly. Only the Wright brothers, they became aware of the laws, and they by becoming aware of the laws of aerodynamics, they made us fly. And today we think it's normal that we can fly. Thoughts are like magnets. Thought waves are magnets, and what you think you will attract. What you think is coming, you're pulled towards it, and what you think is brought towards you. The only thing is that you need to have faith in those laws and be very consistent in your thinking. Because if there is any doubt in your thinking process, then you're flipping the polarity of the waves, and you're pushing again away what you are desiring at that moment. So what I want you to do, and that's the first practical part, is start observing your thought patterns. Are they positive? Are they uplifting? Or are they more limited? Are they more anxious? Are you doubtful? Or are you upward thinking? And do you see possibilities? A misconception is that you need to do away with the negative, that you have to cast away the negative. But that's not the way it works. If you are cold, you don't chase the cold. You don't try to get rid of the cold. What you do is you create a fire, and you put yourself close to the fire, and then you will heat up. The cold will go away from itself because you don't give any attention anymore to the cold goes away. That's what the power of the mind. So if your bank account is too low or low at this moment, don't give it too much energy. Think about abundance, and you can say, Nick, yeah, but I don't see any abundance. I only see lack at this moment. My circumstances are lack. Well, even if you're now watching this video, there is an abundance of air. Otherwise, you couldn't breathe. If you look outside, there is probably an abundance of trees and leaves and birds and grass. There is abundance. Focus on that abundance, and by focusing that shift and becoming aware that there is abundance of a lot, even there is an abundance of a lot of money. You see rich people around you. You know that there are rich people. It's not only not in your bank account. You only have to shift it to your bank account, and be aware of something. Is like you can't serve two masters. You can't be poor and rich at the same time. You can't be friendly and angry at the same time. You are one other. If you say to yourself, I'm rich, that is your state of mind. If you say, I'm poor, that's your state of mind. But you can't be the both at the same time. You can't serve two masters. And the way how you can serve a master is by directing your thinking process. You have to become master of what you think. So think wisely. Think about thoughts like steam or whatever. You can't stop thinking. You only can change the quality of your thinking, and you can direct your thinking. And you have the power to switch your thinking in any given moment. So you are in control of your thinking. No one can control your thinking. Think about steam. If steam is directed to something, it can be very powerful and it can move a train. But if steam is scattered, it's useless. It's the same steam, but well directed or scattered. So with your thoughts, it's just the same. If you have a direction towards you are pushing your thoughts, a goal, then your thoughts become very useful. Most people, they have a lot of brain activity. There is a lot of things going on in their brain, but their thinking is not directed and it becomes useless and it's very energy consuming. So become aware of that and choose your thinking process towards your goal. And that's the reason why I always repeat the importance of to have a goal card to know where you're going. Because if you know where you're going, if you know where your goal is, then you also can direct your thinking process towards this. So by doing that, the first step is you have to align the thinking with your goal. And now we're going in step into the practical application. And here is the thing that I want you to do. Step 1, observe your thoughts. Watch any unwanted pattern. If you think in limited beliefs, just say to yourself, delete, delete. Say it out loud, delete, delete, and switch your thinking pattern. That's first exercise. If you take that habit already this week, will a lot be changing. Plan your day, also important, because you need not only to think, but you have to transport that think or shift that thinking to action. And therefore, you need to create space. You need to create a vacuum in your agenda. So block out a certain amount of time, whatever it is. It's a half an hour, it's a half an hour, it's an hour, it's an hour. Block out a certain amount of time in order that you can work towards your goal. The minimum step are the best step. Just keep on stepping. 3, focus relentlessly on abundance. Search for abundance, see opportunity, and feed your minds with positive thoughts. And don't give any attention to your actual or your current circumstances. We attract what we think. To achieve success, we must first think, then work it, and finally become it. And you always get what you are, not what you desire. And the law of thinking is always working. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, the only question is, will you continue to drift with limited thinking, or are you becoming a deliberate builder of your life and you will direct your thinking process towards your goal? If this message spoke to you, do 3 things. First, leave me a comment. What is your biggest takeaway from this video? Second, hit the like button. And third, subscribe. Because next week, I will be covering the law of supply. And the law of supply, that will also be an eye-opener. So stay tuned. I'll see you next week for the law of supply and keep on having rich thoughts. To the next one.